itsmintsalad, and I saw Atsushi Onita versus Terry Funk. It is hosted by the FMA, stands for Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. This is not the WWE. This was requested by a Patreon. If you'd like to request a movie review or an event for me to watch, you can go to patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20 a month for one request. My previous exposure was before I heard this match. Like when this was requested to me, I was like, didn't know anything about it, but I looked into it. This is apparently the Mankind's inspiration in doing the Hell in the Cell match, which I've also done a review on. If you haven't checked that out, check it out here. But this is basically a precursor, so I'm basically working backwards. So if you haven't seen this match, I will spoil it for you. The match starts, we're seeing Terry Funk is coming in. He's just walking. And then we also see Atsushi Onita also just walking. And I'm just like, okay, we got two people here, they're walking in, and I didn't notice this until they started fighting, but the rink is barbed wire. And so they're in the middle, they're both like grappling each other, trying to avoid hitting the barbed wire. And it's a struggle to see Terry Funk just trying to force Atsushi into the barbed wire, and he almost gets hit. He almost gets like really caught into the ropes, and while I'm seeing this happening, I'm just like, oh no, you're gonna get bloodied, don't get your shirt ripped. And guess what happens? He gets pushed into the barbed wire and it explodes. The barbed wire explodes. Did I tell you this is an exploding cell match? Yeah, this is that, and it explodes, and I'm like, whoa, dude, okay, so I already see what's happening when you touch the barbed wire. So what will happen if they continue? Because Atsushi, even though he's the first one to get hit, he's still standing, and then there's another struggle for, it seems to be like for Atsushi's life, essentially, because Terry Funk is just like trying to push him down, trying to like get him into the barbed wire. It happens a couple more times where Terry Funk pushes Atsushi into the barbed wire. Each time I'm like, oh no, please, dude, are you gonna hit him? Is he gonna hit you? Is it gonna explode? Like, I was speaking gibberish because I was just, the amount of insanity in front of my screen, I was like, what is happening? But luckily Atsushi gets a couple on Terry Funk. He pushes Terry Funk his back into the barbed wire. And so now both people are bloodied up. Atsushi's shirt is ripped up, his back is bleeding, his arm is bleeding. And Terry Funk's arm is also just bleeding. And it's like, dude, this is insane. There's even a couple of, like, they do pile drives where we see Terry Funk pile driving Atsushi into the ground on his head, which hurt, and then he knees him into the face as well. I'm like, dude, this is insane. Oh my goodness. And then it's just an exchange of blows of who can get pushed into the barbed wire first. But there's also this referee guy he looks like a scrapper. He looks like a samurai scrapper kind of character. He looks like he's made of like tin metal, and he looks cool. But there's a couple of times where the referee gets hit. He even gets like thrown out of the rink towards the last minute, because like at 5 minute mark, there's a counter. It's like, oh yeah, we got 5 minutes left. But then there's a 1 minute mark, and it's just a loud sound that's blaring. And if I was there, I'd feel like, my goodness, the overwhelming noise. I'd feel like freaking out. I feel like at the end of that minute, I'd like have some sort of like crazy meltdown, not because of the amount of violence on screen. Well, if I was in the match, there's not the amount of violence present, it's in fact the noise. And I'm so glad that the noise ends at the end of the match. And then it is actually shown that Onita reigns supreme over Terry Funk. And I'm like, dude, this is like one comeback of a history. Atsushi, I don't know why I called him Onita. That was like kind of a combination of first name and last name. Atsushi Onita. Yes, he comes back. He's like an underdog character. I'm like, oh my goodness, dude, epic. And then he's just lying there. The last thing that I remember seeing is just his bloodied face just lying there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Onita, Atsushi Onita, good job, dude. Epic, amazing job. I think you deserve an award. I'm really sad that I didn't hear about this event until it was requested, but now that it was requested, I'm glad that I saw it. So that was the end of the event. I'm really, again, happy that I saw it, but there was just the amount of punching, pam, 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 pam. There wasn't a bunch of kickiness, but there was a lot of pile drives, a bunch of punching, a bunch of grappling, a bunch of pushing people into exploding barbed wire that explodes upon impact. There's even like a part where Atsushi's face is almost about to hit the barbed wire, his eyes about to hit the barbed wire. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to hit it, it's going to explode in his eyes, but then it doesn't. And I'm like, I'm super happy that his eyes are still here, that he can see still. But yeah, that's the end of the match. I don't know much about their feud outside of this context, so I'm not qualified to talk about their feud, but it does seem like their feud is a very feudy one, like they hate each other or something. And I really like the part where there's a lot of blood everywhere. I like all the sparkling parts. And in the end, I'm really happy to have seen this. There was a comment that I made while watching this. I was like, man, these people are going hard. They're going really hard. I'd love to see more of this, so if you'd like to request me to do another match event review, I'd love to do that. I'm not very familiar with wrestling at all, so this is my first introduction, whatever you request me to review, but I'm open to the experience. The version that I watched was also dubbed in Japanese, so I didn't understand a word that they were saying. I can only hear the intensity of the words, and by the intensity of the words spoken, I was like, yeah, let's go, amazing. So that was the end of the rink. Again, really glad I saw this. I gotta give this match a solid like 8 out of 10. If you like this review, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments, you could do that, or you could fast track a movie request, or an event request, patreon.com/ASEPresents, $20 a month. For one movie review per 1 month. $3 a month for some early how to draw all the Pokemon Pokedex. I'll get started on that eventually. Very soon. My goal for 2023 is to have 151 done by end of 2023. So that's the first generation. So go to patreon.com/ASEPresents to help support that. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness, you can go to this link tree. It really helps daily grind. So go here, and until next time, I'm in South. See you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.